Welcome back to Open BXRx. Social isolation is a tough reality that many people, particularly seniors, are facing. But being away physically doesn't mean that we can't stay connected. Washington Heights Senior Link is a community-based organization targeting social isolation, emotional well-being, and oral health care among older adults practicing social distancing during COVID-19. Joining us now to share more is Jennifer Strauss, co-founder of WH Senior Link. Thank you for joining us today, Jennifer.
Thank you again for having me.
Of course. One of the first things we want to learn about from the jump is just tell us a little bit more about Washington Heights Senior Link, your mission, and how it began.
Sure. So this all really started as a conversation between my co-founders, Danny Spencer-Late, Amanda Weiss, and me in the beginning of the pandemic. We'd all previously had experience working with older adults through various professional and volunteering opportunities. And so we understood that this was a population facing a social isolation as a public health issue. Even before the pandemic, we knew that 25% of seniors could be characterized as socially isolated, according to the National Academy of Sciences, and 43% of them reported feeling lonely. So when we formed WH Senior Link, our mission was really to mitigate social isolation and among older adults in New York City, and also to connect them with local community resources. We also knew that in order to reach many of these older adults, we would need to utilize older techniques. So that included traditional phone calls, snail mail letters, and packages. And we received a small grant from Columbia University that helped us get our start in Washington Heights. And now we're expanding into other areas of Manhattan and the Bronx.
Wonderful. I love that the mission, focuses on using older techniques, like you said, because a lot of seniors are left out of these communications and this information that's being sent out during COVID-19. So, that sounds incredible. I read somewhere that apart from, the psychological stress, it also, social isolation also impacts physical health. I read that, let me just look at my notes real quick. It's linked to higher blood pressure, more susceptibility to the flu and infectious diseases, and earlier onset of dementia. So, all of these factors that are affecting our seniors and the stress with COVID-19 on top of that is really, really a tough challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you tell us about the challenges that, seniors, particularly in Northern Manhattan and the Bronx, are also facing?
Yeah, so in addition to what you mentioned, the general social isolation and loneliness that are byproducts of social isolation, of social distancing, we chose Northern Manhattan and the Bronx because these areas contain neighborhoods that have higher rates of senior poverty on average, and they have larger proportions of folks who are undocumented and people who might have less access to some of the public benefits that it could address some of these issues. And something that we've also been learning from our seniors is that a lot of them live in older city buildings that are not very accessible to those who use wheelchairs, which is, of course, a problem regardless of the pandemic, but it's especially challenging when inviting neighbors over and asking for help from others can also mean risking exposure.
Right. What are some of the services that WH Senior Link is providing right now for those that need it?
So we have a cohort of multilingual volunteers that provide weekly phone calls, care packages, and letters. Included in those care packages and letters are several various resource guides that we've compiled that include things like coping strategies, a list of phone numbers that people can call if they need assistance with food supply or mental health care, and even a guide to oral health care. Additionally, we're also building a directory of seniors who are interested in peer support so that we can actually pair seniors who share similar interests and spoken languages with each other for more of a mutual aid option.
Jennifer, I also understand that you're seeking volunteers to participate and help out with this initiative. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, we're always looking to grow our cohort of volunteers, and anyone who's able to give up their time right now to create these relationships with older adults can find us on our website, whseniorlink.org, and there's a very simple, easy to fill out volunteer application there. We're also looking if people have other areas of expertise that they think could be helpful to the cause, then definitely include that in your application, because we're a very small team and can use all the help we can get. And it's also important to note that we cover 100% of the costs of the care packages, including shipping, so that this opportunity can be completely free and completely remote too for our volunteers. That being said, because of that, in order to expand, we really are looking to increase our funding so that we can provide more of these care packages and enlist and have more seniors join us. So any help that people can provide by donating to our Chuffed campaign would really help us out.
Right. And let me just give that Chuffed campaign link right here. That is chuffed.org/project/support-older-new-yorkers. And that's right here on the bottom of the screen in case you're able to donate to WH Senior Link at this time. Jennifer, I also wanted to ask you, how can seniors or family members that, have older adults in their family and have concerns, how can they access these resources for help?
Sure. So they can get connected with us by calling our number, which is 917-740-2194. On our website, we also have a senior interest form that seniors can either fill out themselves or they can ask a family member or neighbor to submit it for them.
Right. And thank you so much. Finally, to close out, can you just tell us about the importance of community-led volunteer-run services like WH Senior Link, especially right now during COVID-19?
Sure. I think this pandemic has really highlighted how many inequities, social inequities there are in our city. And a lot of the structures in place are really overwhelmed right now. And I think the only way that we can better ensure that people don't fall through the cracks is by engaging in community outreach and community organizing. Additionally, we also believe that the mutual benefit that comes from participating in programs like this really can't be understated. I mean, we definitely hope to make a difference in the lives of these older adults, but we also hope that our volunteers are finding a sense of connection and learning from folks with whom they wouldn't have otherwise connected. And building these collaborative, caring relationships is incredibly important right now during this really difficult and isolating time. And we just really hope that this can be a source of strength to everyone in the community.
I absolutely think it is. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for your time today.
Thank you again.
Again, folks, to find out more about Washington Heights Senior Link, you can visit whseniorlink.org and follow them on Instagram at WHSeniorLink. That's all for our show today. Thank you for tuning in to BXRX. I'm your host, Sonyi Lopez, wishing you and your family safety and wellness now and always. Until next time.